From the moment Jesus drove out my 7 demons, I have loved and followed him wherever he goes. His arrest and death came so unexpectedly. In a matter of days, hours really, my beloved Master, giver of life, came off the cross crushed and lifeless. I remember staring up at his limp, broken body with his mother Mary trembling next to me. I had wept warm tears, certain that all my hope had been burned to ashes. The Sabbath day after Jesus' death, we could do nothing but grieve. And grieve we did, especially Mary, Jesus' mother. When the sun appeared the next morning, its rays could not diminish our despair. We were certain true light would never dawn again. My soul echoed with his final cry, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Jesus' predictions of rising from the dead had, like the sun, faded from my memory and could offer me no comfort. My determination to honor my Lord, however, did not waver. At dawn on Sunday, several others joined me at my lodgings. We collected clean linen and spices to take to the tomb. The thought of seeing Jesus' lifeless body was pushed aside by my eagerness to carry out this last act of service. When we arrived, those guarding the premises could see we were no threat and let us pass. They asked us how we would remove the stone without offering to help. Our walking slowed. Our hearts started to pound. If they didn't help us, how would we get inside the tomb? We hadn't thought about how we would remove the stone. We did not wait long for the answer. A violent earthquake shook the ground under our feet. I cried out, grasped Mary's arm, and then looked up to see, glory to God, a being that stood beside the tomb. Dressed in a white garment, more radiant than the purest snow, he could only be an angel. The early rays of sunlight reflected off him, illuminating the ground beneath his feet. My mouth hung open as he rolled away the stone from its groove at the tomb's entrance. As the tomb was opened, our faces must have matched the white hue of the angel's garments. The angel spoke gently to us, ignoring the unconscious soldiers laying on the ground. "Do not be afraid. I am from God. All of heaven knows why you came this morning. You're looking for the dead body of Jesus. Your mission this morning is no longer to anoint his body, but to come in and see for yourselves that he has risen. You're surprised, but you should not be. Jesus told you all over and over that after he suffered and died, he would rise from the dead." And so, in that garden, on the first day of the week, the light of a new creation dawned right before us. We edged forward, aching to believe. As we crouched down to enter the tomb, our vision began adjusting to the darkness. We saw with our own eyes the stone bench where the Master had lain. I walked in, laid my hand on the cool, empty slab, and saw the linens lying there nearby. My friend Mary laughed suddenly, a beautiful sound that echoed in the empty tomb. The tears that glittered in our eyes were joined with laughter and disbelief. We didn't yet understand, but we believed. I'm aware there were those who don't believe Jesus rose from the dead, claiming the disciples stole Jesus' body and then made up the story of his resurrection. To you, I point out the presence of the guards and their duty to keep the tomb protected against intruders. If the body had been stolen, dishonor would be their lot. Their vigilance can be assumed. If you wonder at God's wisdom to have the resurrection's first witnesses be unlikely women who aren't taken seriously either in life nor the courtroom as witnesses, please remember, God has always chosen those who the world considers unworthy. It's his way. In the end, the angel's witness was true. Jesus had risen from the dead as he promised. Yes, Jesus is alive. His resurrection makes clear that his death was certainly no accident. Rather, it stands out as the central chapters in the story of new life.